Very good morning, dear students. Am I audible?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. You can put one message in your WhatsApp group. Today, sir is going to check your file. So, all the students are hereby informed to join the lab as soon as possible. Okay. Let me start. I have shared my screen with you people. Is it visible, dear students?
Yes.
Yes. One by one, you can speak your number. Hello. 35 number.
Yes, sir.
Your email address, please.
GBSS.
Pardon. Can you repeat it clearly?
B.
What's your name?
Gaurav. Gourav.
Gaurav Paul.
Yes. Yes, sir.
What about other experiment? You have just forwarded me first 3 experiments. I'm talking about 4th and 5th.
The fourth and fifth are left, sir. I will update it after midterm, sir.
Okay. No problem. 42.
Yes, sir. Hello.
Yes, dear.
जो आपका कोई सामान वामान हो तो वो भी आप दिखाओ मैं दे दूंगी।
What about you?
Yes, sir. I have sent, sir.
Name, please.
Sir, 190111011 Anurag.
Anurag.
Yes. Yes, sir.
चलो क्या कि एक पहले के
Sir,
पेपर
fourth,
में
fifth
दो
are
बार
remaining, sir. First three I have uploaded.
यदि कुछ ऐसा लगे
Conclusion is missing. And in the case of procedure, you can write we have followed the VLab simulation steps. Okay. You can attach
Yes, sir.
graph. You can take snapshot of those graph, or even you can draw those graph over here in one page. Graphs are mandatory.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
So in each and every experiment, when or wherever we have compiled or wherever we have simulated anything, and over there if graphs are there, then you should add those graphs over here. Okay.
Sure, sir. I will add graph. Yes, sir.
Okay. Next. (43) number.
Yes, sir. The fourth and fifth experiment is remaining. I upload after midsem.
Okay, no problem. 46.
Yes, sir.
What about you, dear?
Sir, I completed 1-3, but I didn't scan it. Sir, after this lab, I upload it.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, sir.
As your midsem is approaching, that is why I am allowing this thing to you people.
Okay, sir.
That is the main reason. Otherwise, I won't allow you people to do this thing. Okay. So as per my record, we have seen strain gauge. Am I right? In last laboratory.
Yes, sir.
So today we are going to learn about one bridge. I have shared my screen with you people. Is it visible, dear students?
Yes, sir. Visible.
Okay. So it's a sixth experiment to study and understand working of Wheatstone Bridge. Have you heard this name, Wheatstone Bridge, at anywhere?
Yes, sir.
What it is? I'm just asking you. I'm not going to ask you in detail. Don't worry. Is it a circuit or it is like London Bridge?
Circuit, sir.
So it is not like that. Am I right?
Yes, sir. Circuit.
It's a very famous London Bridge. But today we are not going to study about this thing because it's not our cup of tea. We are going to learn about Wheatstone Bridge. It's a one circuit which is widely used in data acquisition along with data acquisition. Okay. So in today's laboratory, we are going to see about, okay, this Wheatstone Bridge. Okay, basically, okay, first let me explain this thing. I have kept one video over here so that you people can understand its working and all other things easily, and later on I will move towards explanation. So first just enjoy that video and then we will move further. I hope all of you are able to listen the audio.
Wheatstone Bridge.
Yes or no?
Definition of Wheatstone Bridge. A bridge for measuring electrical resistance that consists of a conductor joining two branches of a circuit. Biographical note for Wheatstone Bridge. Wheatstone, Sir Charles, 1802 to 1875, British physicist. Wheatstone was professor of experimental philosophy at King's College, London. He is remembered for his researches in electricity, sound, and light. The Wheatstone bridge is a specific circuit that is used for measuring resistances and has many and varied applications in instrumentation systems. There are two basic modes of bridge operation. In one mode, the bridge can be used to determine the value of an unknown resistance to a high degree of accuracy by comparing it with an accurately known resistance. If this bridge output voltage is displayed on a meter, then the matter can be calibrated in terms of the measured variable, temperature, light, expansion, etc. A variation of the resistive type Wheatstone bridge is a reactive type or AC bridge. This type of bridge is used to measure capacitance and inductance values. The Wheatstone bridge network is based on the parallel resistance circuit as shown in Figure 1. Figure 1, parallel resistance network. The operation of the Wheatstone bridge is based on bringing point B and D to the same electric potential, that is, EBD equals to 0, by adjusting the variable resistor. For the Wheatstone bridge, point B and D are generally stretched outward, giving the characteristics diamond-shaped bridge circuit shown in Figure 2.
Should I play it again?
Yes, sir.
It is very important circuit because it's a fundamental circuit. Though it was invented long time ago, long means very long time, because it was invented in mid of 18th century. Okay, so approximately 150 years ago. But usefulness of this circuit is very huge, and even in today's era this circuit is widely used. Okay, so try to understand the fundamentals for this particular circuit.
Wheatstone bridge. Definition of Wheatstone bridge. A bridge for measuring electrical resistance that consists of a conductor joining two branches of a circuit. Biographical note for Wheatstone bridge. Wheatstone, Sir Charles, 1802 to 1875, British physicist. Wheatstone was Professor of Experimental Philosophy at King's College, London. He is remembered for his researches in electricity, sound, and light. The Wheatstone bridge is a specific circuit that is used for measuring resistances and has many and varied applications in instrumentation systems. There are two basic modes of bridge operation. In one mode, the bridge can be used to determine the value of an unknown resistance to a high degree of accuracy by comparing it with an accurately known resistance. If this bridge output voltage is displayed on a meter, then the matter can be calibrated in terms of the measured variable, temperature, light, expansion, etc. A variation of the resistive type Wheatstone bridge is a reactive type or AC bridge. This type of bridge is used to measure capacitance and inductance values. The Wheatstone bridge network is based on the parallel resistance circuit as shown in Figure 1. Figure 1, parallel resistance network. The operation of the Wheatstone bridge is based on bringing point B and D to the same electric potential, that is, EBD equals to 0, by adjusting the variable resistor. For the Wheatstone bridge, point B and D are generally stretched outward, giving the characteristics diamond-shaped bridge circuit shown in Figure 2.
Okay, First, I would like to explain few things from this video. So just have a look on this particular circuit. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
So over here, if you are going to see this black color portion, let me use highlighter. Are you able to see my pointer?
Yes, sir. Visible.
So it's a battery, this black color portion. This particular thing is switch. Okay. Now over here, special thing is QRS. These are three resistances. Basically, it's a resistance box. With the help of that resistance box, we can have variation in the resistance. Okay, this kind of resistance boxes are available at our institute too. We are having too many this type of resistances. Okay, are you able to locate what is P?
Yes, sir.
What it is?
Potentiometer.
No, it's a rheostat. You are partially true. Potentiometer and rheostat are variable resistors, but in potentiometer, by giving angular displacement, we can have change in the resistance. While in rheostat, here this black color slider is there. Okay, so by moving this slider in linear direction, either left hand side or right hand side, we can have change in the resistance. Okay, and over here, this center part which is highlighted with blue color, what it is?
Galvanometer.
Yes, galvanometer. Okay, now moving further, I can see it's a same thing is represented in terms of circuitry. Same thing is represented in terms of circuitry. Okay, so here 4 different resistance are there. PQRS, one power supply is there, and one galvanometer is there. Okay, so same thing is converted into the circuit representation. Older was graphical representation, animated graphical representation, while this is circuit based representation. So just have a look over here. Okay, over here it's a battery. Okay, battery is connected to the A point and battery is connected to the C, or another terminal is at C point. Okay.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
one more diagram should be there. Okay, this one. They have tilted this diagram. Okay, just you need to keep this A and C point. See, just have a look on this diagram. Both are same. There is no any kind of changes. Instead of this rectangle shape of the circuit, what they did, they made diamond shape. Am I right? So over here the diamond shape is there. Now is one rheostat was there, so they have used that rheostat as a Q. Okay. Now over here what happens? Okay, even I am having better diagram as compared to this thing. I'm directly explaining you this circuitry. Same circuit is available over here. Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So over here what happens? Battery A point and C point. Now consider current which is coming to A point will divide into two parts. Current I1 which is going to pass through P and it will reach to the B point. Okay, so this particular path and it will reach to the B point and then B to C via Q point. At that moment it is denoted as a I3. Second path for the current is A to D and D to C. So I2 and then I2 will become I4. And finally both the current I3 plus I4 is nothing but I, which will go from C to E. Okay, so I will enter from E to A. It will get divided into I1 and I2, two different parts. Further it will pass through Q and S. So at that moment it is highlighted as a I3 and I4. Up till now, is there any confusion?
No, sir.
Okay. Now, what happens when galvanometer is attached? So, what is the main function of the galvanometer? What it does?
So it measure current.
Only current? Even it can tell us direction of the current too.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, consider this. So, consider one thing. If resistance values of P, Q, R and S, if they are not in balance one, in that case what happens? It may possible that current may even pass through this galvanometer. Am I right? Current can pass through galvanometer.
Yes, sir.
So over here, we are creating such kind of scenario in which galvanometer should have always null indication. Null means zero indication. So basically what happens over here, value of P and Q are known to us. We are aware about its value. S is a variable resistor. and R is unknown resistor. Okay, and then we are taking ratios of ratio arm. Okay, and then with the help of variable resistor we can find the unknown value of the R. Okay, so that thing now I am going to explain you thoroughly in this particular experiment. Okay, so to study and understand working of the Wheatstone bridge, that is our aim. To understand the working principle of the Wheatstone bridge, that is our objective. Okay, the device used for measurement of minimum resistance. Minimum means not in ohm, even less than ohm resistance measurement can be done with the help of this bridge. So, as the unknown value of resistance, if you are going to put any transducer or sensor, in that case also you will be able to find that resistance changes. Consider strain gauge, our last experiment. In that case, we have seen one diagram. The diagram was we have connected that strain gauge in the Wheatstone bridge. Okay, so as the length of the strain gauge gets changed, as the length of that strain gauge gets changed, we can find that value. Why? Because balance condition of this Wheatstone bridge will be affected and we will be having some change in the output. Okay, galvanometer won't have null indication. Okay, so Wheatstone bridge is a null measuring technique for measuring the resistance. Null measuring technique means ideally it is indicating 0. If it is not indicating 0, then we should try to take that observation to the 0 in the galvanometer. Okay, there are also null measurement techniques for measuring things like voltage, but we will just consider this one example to illustrate the principle. Okay, they use a standard meter such as ammeter or voltmeter. The measurement occurs when the reading on the ammeter or voltmeter is 0. It's a definition or it's a working principle of the null measurement technique. Okay, these are the properties of the null measurement technique. So, Wheatstone bridge is also known as the resistance bridge. It is used to calculate the unknown resistance by balancing two legs of the bridge circuit, of which one leg includes the component of the unknown resistance. It was invented by particular Samuel Hunter Christie. Okay, in 1833. Okay, and it got popular in 1843. So approximately it was invented 180 years ago, 190 years ago. Okay, now what it is having? Okay, so the circuit composed of two known resistors, one unknown resistor and one variable resistor, and it is formulating one bridge circuit. It is not about this bridge. Am I right, dear students? I am fond of making PPTs, so whenever I'm found, first I search various tricky words and through which I am able to find this kind of images. So I'm putting those images. in presentation. I have already explained this thing. Western bridge circuit consists of 4 arms. 4 arms are listed over here. Okay, 2 arms consist of known resistances, while other 2 arms consist of unknown resistances. Okay, so one unknown and one variable resistances. One galvanometer is there. Okay, and one battery is there. Even you can have switch 2. Okay, now it follows this particular equation sequence. To find the unknown value, we are supposed to do this thing. R is unknown resistance, P by Q into S. You can write like P by Q. Okay, P by Q upon A into S. P by Q into S. Okay, how that come? For that, just have a look in this particular slide. Basically, just have a look over here in this particular slide. Here, what happens? Consider point A. From point A, I1 and I2 both are same. Ideally, if we are considering ideal case, I1 and I2. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Just wait for 1 minute. So over here, I1 and I2 both are same in ideal condition. Can I say that thing? When galvanometer is indicating 0, at that time I1 and I2 are same. Are you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Huh? Yes? Okay. So I1P is equal to I2R. That is our first equation. I1P is equal to I2R. That is first equation. So current I1 across resistance P and current across resistance R both are same. Why? Because two different paths are there and total current I gets divided into two different paths. Okay, so I1P is equal to I2R when galvanometer indication is 0. Okay, so in this balance condition, I can write I1 is equal to E upon P plus Q is equal to I3, and second current I2 is equal to E upon R plus S is equal to I4. Okay. Now I'm equating them. Here E is the battery or supply or voltage, applied voltage, or you can say VCC. Okay, so now I'm equating I1 and I2. So I1 is equal to I2 in balance condition. Okay, so P into E upon P plus Q is equal to R into E upon R plus S. So E gets cancelled, and rewriting that equation, P into R plus S is equal to R into P plus Q. So I'm further equating it. PR plus PS is equal to RP plus RQ. So PR get cancelled. PS is equal to RQ. So I'm making R as a main part. Okay. So R is equal to P by Q into S, ratio arm into variable resistance. Okay, through this equation I can find unknown value of the resistance. So this bridge is widely used for too many applications. Okay, and especially in instrumentation. Okay, so the main application is in which we are interested in this particular subject is instrumentation amplifier. Okay, probably you people are learning instrumentation amplifier in another subject, ADC, because over here we are going to use this thing. Have you heard this name, instrumentation amplifier, earlier?
No, sir.
Basically, it's a op-amp based circuit, operational amplifier. Okay. Have you seen Ramakant Gaikwad book, Op-amp by
Yes,
Ramakant
sir.
Gaikwad? Okay. Over
Yes, sir.
there in 6th or 7th chapter, they have given one example based on the transducer. Okay. So at that place, this circuit is used. So you can refer that diagram. First phase is amplification, then comparison. So at the output side, we are having stabilized output. It is having some limitation. So even lead resistance may also create resistance changes. Okay. And even galvanometer should be sensitive. Okay. Now let us move to the simulation link. I'm just go. See, for today's experiment, there is no any VLab simulation, but I found one nice animated simulation link. So I'm just showing you that link. I have already explained this thing, each and everything about Western Bridge. Okay. I have already covered this equation and all other thing over here. They have used R1, R2, R3 and R4, but I have used different notations. Okay. Now just have a look on this diagram, on this representation. Is it visible, dear students?
Yes, sir.
Here battery is mentioned It is quite similar to the Duracell. Okay. Here R1 is having 1K, R2 is having 5K. Okay. R3 is variable resistance, and point B is point A, point B. Okay. And R4 is there. That is unknown resistance. Okay. Now over here, let us consider ideal condition. Okay, and just have a look on the galvanometer. At this moment, it is indicating 0, means at center, or you can say null indication. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Now, just have a look on the direction of the current. Okay, so current is coming to the point A. It get splitted into two paths. First one is across R1 and second is across R2. Okay, so first current is going to follow point A, then R1, then R3, and then point B. Second current from point A to R2 to R4 to point B. But when bridge is in the balance condition, means whenever we are having null indication. Okay, but when I am moving this slider, I am just changing the variable resistance. Okay, so at that moment, see that calculation is already okay. That calculation you can do by yourself, or even if I'm going to click over here, then if what it is saying, R4 is having unknown value. Okay, R1 is having 1K, R2 is having 5K. Okay, and R3, that is variable resistance, it is having right now 10K when bridge is in the balance condition, and at that time it is showing us null indication. Okay, but when that variable resistor is having a higher value, at that moment what happens? Current cannot pass through this higher resistance when it is having another choices. Okay, so what happens? This current which is passing through R1, it won't flow across R3. Instead of that, it will move from galvanometer. Okay, so now two different paths are with us. First path is point A, then R1, then galvanometer, then R4 and point B. And second path is point A to R2, then point R, then R4 and point B, and then battery. Okay, so likewise we can understand the working of the galvanometer and this particular bridge. Okay, dear students, is there any confusion in this explanation?
No, sir.
Okay, let me put a few messages in chat window. So today we have completed our 6th experiment, and that is to understand the working of the Wheatstone bridge. after mid-sem exam, I will check your file up to experiment number 6. All of you must email your file before next lab session. Okay,
Yes, sir.
and today we are having who have joined the letter on, who have joined the latest one, I think 33 number or 35.
Sir, 33. Sir,
Yes, dear.
I have some technical problem, so I will join late.
Okay, no. What about your file?
Sir, I will send you in email all files.
Okay, no problem. And if I will find anybody copying from my PPTs, because if you are going to see the PPTs, in PPT I have just mentioned few points only. It is not a full description regarding professional ethics. So, okay, over there it was just overview of that particular topic. So if I will find anybody copying from my slide, in that case, I will do internal UFM and I will fail him in mid-semester component. Okay. Thank you for joining me. Have a good time. You may leave now. Take care.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.